When you're working as part of a team, it's not uncommon to be asked to help out with someone else's piece of the project, in the middle of you making progress on your own piece of the project. If you're writing code, this is quite a problem, because when we're committing to a repository, we don't want to commit non-working code, and we don't want to lose all of the progress that we've made since our last commit. Fortunately, GitHub provides us with a solution to this, which is simply to save all of your work in the current state, which will show on our Git status report as being modified. To save this temporarily, we can type git stash, which will create almost the same type of thing as a new branch or a new commit, but without actually committing that to our branch itself. We could of course then go ahead and work on another part of the project, for example the README file. So we could add some content to this file, which we can then go ahead and actually commit. We do, however, want to be able to go back to the work that we were working on immediately before we moved across to this temporary work. If we type git stash list, we can see a list of all of the stashed files that we've created. So we can see in this case that we have a stash at index 0, which is the changes that we've made. It's worth noting that the actual stashes are stored in what's essentially an array, if you think about it in PHP terms, or a hashed map within Java, for example. To access each individual stash, we can either type git stash apply, and then we can type index 0, for example, which will commit the first index, or we can just type apply if we only have one stash. This will tell us that we've reverted our changes, and as we can see, the file is back in the exact same position as we left it. We can of course then go ahead and commit these changes. We would of course normally go ahead and finish the work within this file, and then go ahead and commit the file itself. If we clear this however still leaves us with our stashed file. So if we type git stash list, we still have our stashed file. To delete this, we simply need to type git stash drop, which will delete the last reference. If you wanted to specify an index to drop, you could of course add index, and then the index that you wanted to drop at the end. If we type git stash list now, we obviously don't get any results because we've obviously deleted our stashed files. We can of course go ahead and push this up onto our server, and the fact that the files were originally stashed has no actual impact on the entire process. The stash files themselves are always stored locally. In the next video we're going to look at how we can find and identify different repositories within GitHub, which is something that you will encounter if you're working on different projects. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that.